Okay, welcome to C-Suite Sherpas, where we shine a spotlight on business experts and resources that you should know. Our mission is to connect our listeners to the experts that can help them boost their personal and their professional performance. So we're excited today to have Jesse Kunes, who's founder of Kinterest, who offers fractional CLO and executive coaching services. Jesse, how you doing?
Hey, thank you, Ron. Ron, I'm doing really well. I just want to say thank you. It's an honor. Appreciate you reaching out. Really honored to be here.
No problem. We're excited to have you on today, and let's just jump right in. Obviously, we want people to get to know you and know your business. So I'll just fire questions and we'll see where it goes from there. Okay. Um, if you could just give us a snapshot of what your business is and really what the major outcomes that you get for your clients.
Sure. So we're a consulting firm. So as you mentioned, the fractionalized COO and the coaching are types of consulting. So we're working with clients that typically would run into they're doing too much, they're spread thin. They think if I try harder, I'll do even better. And often lack what got them super successful is now what's in their way. So they're getting to a point where they've grown beyond their britches, and the outcomes of it are systems, scalable systems, disseminating all the noise in their life and bringing them back to their zone of genius. So the outcomes, hireability, talent management, scale and operations, ability to acquire, it really depends on what they're trying to do. But often
Yeah.
the noise is what's keeping them.
So, do you have any examples? You don't have to mention clients or anything, but do you have any examples of how you might have helped some of your clients or one of your clients?
Of course. And I appreciate, Ron, you mentioned you have the engineering background. So I come from an engineering firm. Before Kinterest, I was part of a firm that did operational management. So we focused on developing and managing management systems. So uh, to answer your question, it's coming into a client that often they've gotten to a place where their hair is on fire. They're overwhelmed. They're meetings to meetings and they don't feel like they're getting anything done. They're losing the traction that the original idea or the original success had
Mm.
brought them. And that starting to getting them to slow down, pulling things off and systematizing them. And there's a delicacy to that because you can over systemize, you can over engineer. So getting the right balance of what are the tools and resources that will support this individual and allow them to thrive without squeezing or suffocating them with too much.
Yeah, that's good. So, what sets you apart from, let's say, people that you compete with or that do the same thing that you do? Let's say.
Yeah. So what sets us apart, I think, is the nature of our definitely technology adoption. So a lot of what we're looking at, either a company has bought many different, they'll have a mosaic of tools and they're underutilizing them. They don't have them properly integrated. You wouldn't believe how many times I go in to help somebody and they have the solution poorly implemented. They bought it from some salesperson and they didn't follow through the steps. So that's a good example. Um, Help me out here. What else were you digging at there?
Biggest no, just trying to understand maybe some of the biggest
Sure.
challenges that you've helped your clients with.
That's right. And the uniqueness would be technology adoption is by far when we're looking at something, can this be automated? And even in that, I go back to that original balance that you can over automate. You can turn your business into where it doesn't have the heart and the feel. So it's this delicate balance of like, where do we want to have our feel and our expression of the business touching with client? And then where can we automate because it's busy work, whether it's clerical receivables, automation and CRM. There's a bunch of different technologies that we use to help streamline the business.
Okay, what? How do you see AI impacting businesses today?
AI is extremely powerful. When you look at that philosophical question, I could go in so many directions. I think we have to remember that we really love human interaction. And it really is the brand. If the company is just looking for automation, they're better tech firms than me. They just are. And I think that I appreciate the question because it reflects on the previous one is we have a really heartfelt approach. is what is our humanity in the business? How do we work with each other? How do we want to improve others' lives? And those things speak to my core. It's why I'm doing this. As far as AI, the learning capacities, I'll speak to a client example. They have 87,000 followers that are contacting them daily. How do you manage that? And some of these tools, you can you can adopt the style, you can speak to them, and the front end, you want to drive them to a particular lead or some sort of engagement. You can funnel and train AI to coach people through that process. That's incredible. And it sounds like you. Now, that's really the only way you can deal with 80,000 direct messages that come in, and you want to sift through those and see who's a real lead, and you don't want to leave anybody hanging. So that's a good example of you can at least from your heart respond to them and still get the business benefit.
Yeah. So, what do you think is the biggest challenge for businesses this day? And you've touched on several different things, maybe that could be, but is there any, besides AI now, is there any other overwhelming challenge like around people and things like that?
That's good. There's so many. And I think I like to tackle them and figuring out what that is. Talent management and team dynamics is absolutely like, do you have the right people doing the right thing? The introduction of one different person or the exclusion of one can change an entire team dynamic. So that's team dynamics will always be one of the major challenges, is age old and as far as going forward, without a doubt. The other adoption in general, software automation, AI, we could go on and on. The challenges and the competitive landscape, the speed in which things are changing and how to keep up with it. I think
Yeah.
managing that, and I've talked a lot about operations, also having diligent understanding of your business finances and how those apply. I think another challenge is a lot of get rich schemes, or at least the essence of that, where people are like, hey, if we do this, we'll be billionaires. And you're like, hold on, let's look at our realistic growth model of what we could hire, how we could staff, how we could inventory. Let's look at this, because even though we want to run, maybe it's a crawl, walk, run. And it's okay if we walk, everybody eats, it meets all our, so having, and I'll go back, looking at it from a system of those business ops match our operations. Are we supported in our technical ops? And then in the marketing and sales, do these 5 components that feed a management system, are they all being considered when working with whatever you're doing? And I'm giving you the purview of a fractionalized COO. That's how you look at a company.
Yeah. And tell me more about the fractional COO. Like, when does a company know they need a fractional COO? And you hit on that at the beginning, but if you go into that a little bit further, how would they even know that they need one?
Yeah. Often I'll speak from a couple of clients. Often you have really good clients. They're an owner, they're a president of the company, and they've built it. They either through garnering fundraising or they built their own company, maybe even on revenue. They're doing amazing. And they get to a point where the initiation, the good idea has now gotten to the point where either they're overstaffed, they can't, the skill set that brought them, and there's so many books on this. What got you here won't get you there. There's all the, like when you get to this space, you say, it's not what I know anymore. It's who I know. And some indications of that is churn. You're having people leave the company. You're hitting a ceiling. Say you're hitting $5-6 million a year and you just can't seem to grow. So there will be indications of I've hit a ceiling and I don't know what to do. The clearest one is overwhelm. I will say all of my clients their work-life balance, their ability to get that what worked in getting them to this point is no longer working. And I don't know what to do.
Yeah. Why would they go with a fractional COO versus just go hire a COO?
Great example. Often it's money. That's just the time that it takes to shop for a COO. And it's just like anything. Mind you, you're hiring somebody that knows that you want to hire because you don't know what they do.
Mm.
So that's always a risky spot, because you're like, how do I even know if this person's good? If I use a headhunter, I'm looking at 20-30% on top of what their base salary. It's a long process. What if I pick the wrong person? When you look at fractionalized, you look at somebody that already has a book of business. They are doing this. You can put you in contact with my customers that say, he's killing it. Here's what he's going to do. And that component also, I'm going to spend, just like it says, a fractionalized amount of my time. So you're paying less. You're getting somebody that has a proven record across many industries, and you're able to either scale them up. I will admit I've had many that want to take it onto a full COO role. I haven't taken that yet. I'm not, if I have clients see this, you can sweeten it up. Maybe I will. But that's always the case of like when you got somebody really good, and that's the nature of my business. When we and my team execute, we know what we do. And when we do it really well, I rather have a whole bunch of them than just one. That's just my life.
Yeah. Yeah, that's great. All right, let's open it up a little bit and do something a little different here so people get to really know you at a different level. So I'm just going to ask you some lightning round questions. It's a question, quick answer.
Bird
You are ready. You're ready to go.
So
Cats
I
or
should
dogs?
say morning or night when you say that one. Morning and night.
Okay, there you go. Cats or dogs?
Dogs.
You hesitated.
It's just dogs. It's just dogs. Ella.
If you could only grab one weapon or item during a zombie apocalypse, what would it be?
SpaceX Falcon rocket.
Okay, I didn't expect that.
I'm gone.
That's good.
Oh, gone.
You're out of this world, literally. Favorite movie?
Cool. Wow. You just got me set. There's just a reel going through my head. I'm going to have to say Robin Hood with Kevin Costner. I hope my little brother sees this. We can say it verbatim, word from word. There, I'm showing my age. That's what I was raised by that movie.
Oh, that's great. What's one bucket list item that you've already accomplished and one that you have not, but is at the top of your list?
Ooh, already accomplished. See, I want to be, there's the business part. I want to be like, started a company with a successful exit was something I wanted before I turned into the guy before you. The guy before you, I wanted to summit Machu Picchu and practice and be with the people in there. That's one that I have done. And I want to get to Nepal and spend some time. If you can't, the C-suite Sherpas, you got me here. So it was spend some time in India and in Nepal with the Tibetans and the amazing individuals and culture there.
Oh, that's awesome.
That one's coming.
The way I appreciate the Sherpa kind of background there. That's awesome. We appreciate that.
I thought it's always good to have the spirit horse. If you're going to talk about the Sherpas, I'll flip their flag.
Now the important question, if any of our viewers want to get a hold of you, how would they go about doing that?
Certainly. So on kinterestgroup.com is my website, and there's a contact us there. I'll also say anybody interested or being like, I just wish I could ask some questions or more direct contact. If you schedule there or hit a contact us, we'll do a free hour assessment. So we'll sit with you and give you some direction. We're hoping you always pick us, but if not, it's a valuable call to just get a good insight of the blueprint we use for businesses and how it may apply to what you're doing.
Okay. So kinterestgroup.com.
KINTEREST group.com.
Perfect. All right. That works. Jesse, thank you for your time and your insights today. I've enjoyed it. Hopefully you have, and hopefully our audience learned a few things.
Much gratitude, Ron. Thank you so much for having me, and I appreciate all of you and anybody that reaches out. Thank you.
All right. Great.